Welcome back to the Knights of the Old Republic, my reserve intellectuals. I took the liberty of re-equipping or micromanaging every party member with the upgrades and gear they wear. For instance, I took Karth's toys away. By that I mean I took his pistol away and gave it to Mission, who will have some use for it because we're gonna take her out. And also, as you remember, I'm sure you do, Bastila, last time we met her in the cage, she was a slave and she was wearing a little slave girl outfit, which wasn't as revealing as Leia's. But now, either she got herself clothes or we found her clothes that suit her well enough to look like Jedi or something. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that she's got clothes now. And I don't know where from. Also, at some point we are able to ask her where the fuck did her lightsaber go, and she remarks that it must have rolled away somewhere at the crash down at the Undercity where her escape pod crashed. But once she joined our party, she just had access to it, so I guess it's fine anyway. And I'm kinda excited about today's episode because I'm not sure what we're gonna be doing today. Because I don't remember what's the next step now. Rukil's apprentice, that's we're not gonna be doing. That's drug selling, and remember, selling drugs is a waste of time. Bastila, you experience a powerful vision of first meeting Bastila. The vision could be an indication that you have a strong connection with the Force, or with Bastila apparently, but Bastila was reluctant to speculate on such matters. I'm just convinced she doesn't know what she's talking about. Escaping Taris, that's what we want to do. Bastila has been found, but you still have no way of escaping, or no way to escape Taris. Not only do you need the departure codes to get past the Sith blockade surrounding Taris, but also need to find a ship. You're probably going to need help from one of the locals to get off the planet. So yeah, the idea is we need to step out at least to keep things going, and I think that's when we're gonna get a message from Canderous, I think, because otherwise we have nowhere to go or nothing to go onwards. Thanks, Karth, you were supposed to be dealing with this shit. But also, when we're still in this apartment, I want to bring your attention to the music. Which, when I heard it last time, it reminded me very strongly of Morrowind and possibly this track that I'm inputting here right now. Right, that's good enough. I'm gonna put on annotation which game came out first, and I'm thinking Morrowind. Even though you can jump there and you can't hear, which I find a very big fucking technological advantage or advancement, so maybe it is a part of it. Like, the game that has a jump might be the later one. But anyway, like I mentioned before, I'm gonna take my skill monkey Mission and also Bastila out for dinner, double date maybe. A little harem starting here. Very good. A sex symbol of Twi'lek and also sex symbol of underage girl, possibly. Level 3 Jedi Sentinel. I don't remember what does a Sentinel entail. I think there's a Guardian, which is the warrior, and Consular, which is the mage. So a Sentinel is supposed to be the middle one, the rogue, but she's too dumb to utilize much skills, so we're gonna deal with that soon enough. And I'll level her up on screen for your amusement as well. So let's see if I'm right about Canderous sending us a little bit of a snail mail message instead of contacting us on our high-tech devices in the world of Star Wars. Yeah, figure that out. Oh look, I was right. You there, human! You're the rider who won the Great Swoop Race in the Lower City, yes? Who's asking, really? So should we deny outright? Well, you never know, right? You're always curious. I'm always curious what's gonna come out from this talk, from any talk that anyone's looking for someone. But you know, plausible deniability as always. What the fuck do you want? Me? I want nothing. I'm only a runner. I work for a man who hired me. Yes, that's what a runner does. Works for a man who hires you. I have a message from Candrus Ordo. He says to meet him in the cantina. Which cantina? There is two I know of, at least. So, what are our options? Inquire about Candrus to a dude who might not know. Why does he want to meet me? That's probably not a message he delivered, passed on to the runner. Because otherwise the runner would have told us already. And thanks for the message. Do you want to try to inquire? Nah, we just went over this. We're smarter than that. Thanks for the message. I'll go meet him in the cantina. Wise choice, human. I would advise you not to wait too long. Mandalorians are known for many things, but patience is not one of them. You're not in position to talk to me like that. You're just a fucking runner and also a Twi'lek. Not only a symbol of sex, but also a symbol of slavery. So there we have it. Journey entry added. Meet with Candrus in the cantina to progress the story. Alright, like I said, time to level up Bastila, the stuck-up princess. My favorite. Nothing like breaking the pure and innocent and also proudful and stuck-up. Level up. We've got 3 levels to give her. Attributes. Fuck, I still don't know what do we want to give her? She uses lightsaber and she's already pretty dumb with these. What does charisma govern? Force regeneration? Possibly. And one way or another we're gonna need lots of points to put in strength to get any bonuses. We're already 2 below threshold to get a bonus. So I guess I'm gonna give her charisma so at least her mana regeneration is faster, so we can cast healing spells more often. That's all she's good for right now, even though she's not the healer, but that's the only thing she's got, I guess. Let's see, charisma represents personality and the ability to lead, which is something she doesn't really have. Shouldn't have. Maybe, well, it's also connected with how you look, so being an attractive woman is something definitely that plays into how people see you. High charisma adds modifiers to force-related feats and powers that are very important to all Jedi classes. It is also central to any persuasive talker. She's not going to be doing persuasion. Dexterity 18 because she's not going to be wearing armor. And we're not going to add any more to that. Adds modifiers. So what's up with wisdom? It represents willpower and perception. High wisdom adds modifier to Jedi force points and force power saving throws. The force power of a Jedi with high wisdom are also much harder to resist. It's also 2 points below a threshold to get another +1 to modifier, so we're stuck. She's very, again, like I mentioned at a certain point, the character's stats are all over the place. It's very hard to just pick one. You're gonna end up with one off either way at some stat that's important to the character, so I guess I'm actually gonna go with charisma, and I'm gonna think that it actually improves the mana regeneration. That's probably immediately wrong. I'm probably making the mistake that I said I won't make when I said I know the game pretty well, so I won't be making many mistakes, but fuck me, who the fuck am I and what the fuck do I know? And rest is gonna be just pumped in strength, because nothing else is worth anything with a melee fighter. Alright. If only she had finesse, but she doesn't. That's not possible. Also, and her points available for you to spend is 2. And what can you spend them on? Awareness? Treat injury? Let's see her class things, skills. Computer use, no. Demolitions, no. Stealth, no. Awareness, yes. Repair, no. Security, no. And treat injury. That's all she knows how to do. And we're gonna pump it in treat injury because awareness, not really that important, contrary to what the game would want you to believe with all this. DC over mine, we're not gonna be dealing with that. It's fine, it's good enough, it's easy enough to spot this before tripping any of this. So, can we pick healing? No, level 6. Just as we're gonna level up to full, we won't be able to. I never remember, is it the threshold? Is the level we're gaining good enough to unlock it or not? Don't know, but we can't pick it anyway, so we gotta choose something. We're not gonna be giving her dark side powers because she's light side and she would have penalties to force cost for that. That's how that works. We've got stun person, right? Stasis, stun, just stun, stun droid, which is pretty useful, and also buffs because that's what she's good for. She's already got that. Burst of speed, force valor. Physical attributes and saving throws of a Jedi and all party members by 2 points. She could use that because she's a fighter, so I guess I'll give her that. Yeah, I'll give her that. We'll give her everything else later on, since half of it is blocked behind a level cap, and the other half is just either redundant or useless. Great, so we're gonna go with that. Valor, improving her strength. That's something she's gonna need. Skills again. Treat injury, all the way, never not. This is all your points can buy you. So, also here, this is redundant. Let's see, since she's a Jedi, we'll finally have an occasion to talk about force powers. Great. We've got universal power, what is it? What is this? Force push. An opponent targeted by this power is pushed back 5 meters, thrown to the ground, stunned for 3 seconds, and suffers damage equal to the attacker's character level. A successful reflex save by the target at the DC whatever, and it doesn't matter. The attacking character's level with the character's wisdom and charisma device means the target is not stunned, but still suffers damage equal to half the Jedi's level. 3 seconds, that's technically half a round, which means the stun is not long enough to matter, somehow. But it evolves into just a bigger stun, and does it have damage? Maelstrom air dust inflicting 1/3 of the attacking character's level in damage every 2 seconds, so at least this deals damage, and can stun, should. Modifiers negates the damage and the immobilizing effect altogether. That effect doesn't affect droids with energy. Droids equipped with energy shield hardware. Other droids can be affected by this, which is interesting. So it deals damage and also stuns people, but this in turn stuns them for 9 seconds, which is longer, and doesn't deal any damage. Which is it universal? It's light side power, which is good for her. That's good if you're... It's pretty good. If you want to play neutral, this is pretty good, I guess, because it stuns and also deal damage. If you're light side, this is better because it will be cheaper and it will stun people for long. But this one evolves into a force wave that does everything the previous forces did, but on area of effect. So you've got a chance of dealing all this to 15 meters and all enemies in that area. Good. 6 seconds, so it's a stun for 1 round. Damage. But strangely, it's not taking them over time. Let me mull over this and I'll get back to you once I've got a decision and comprehensive explanation. Alright then, strangely enough, Whirlwind deals 2 times the character's level and shit damage, while the wave does 1.5 level of damage, which is kinda strange. But if you save against the wave, you still get damaged, at least half of it, and if you save against Whirlwind, you cancel not only stun, but all the damage. So there's that trade-off, while the stun is just a stun, although it doesn't say that you're not able to damage the character, although you can't stun droids. So I guess since she is light side, we're just gonna go with this, but then again we can't, because the advancement in these powers are off limits to us, so I guess we're gonna give her another advantage after all. We can give her some shields with force instead of that shield tech, but only against force powers, as against, as compared to force resistance, I guess. Well, direct force resistance just gives you resistance to force. This gives you resistance to energy. So I guess for speed it is. So she can not only speed herself. Oh hey, oh no, I take it back. I still can't pick healing. So I guess for speed it is. So she can fight better. Good. And accept that. Oh, one more level. Good. Good. Hey, guess what we're gonna spend those 2 points into? That's right, treat injury all the way. As much as you can, and then maybe awareness, because we're topped off, finally. Great, some feats for her, that's good. First immunity stun, night sense, whatever that does. I guess that makes you not being able to be surrounded, and take 4 defense and is always active. Oh, you just get force +4 to armor class, that's good. Right, so, all these options. Flurry, which is pretty good. 200 weapon fighting, which is pretty good considering that for some reason her canonical weapon is two-handed, which gives you penalties. Or, what is this? 1 attack bonus with lightsaber, melee weapons, and not dueling because that gives you a proficiency with one-hand weapon. So, we can mitigate the penalties or just stuck in bonuses, which result in the same thing, but what would we want to give her? Difficult choice. This pretty much gives you the best, I think, I'm afraid. That Flurry just gives you the best chance of dealing more damage because it's another attack. So I guess I just go with that, since she already have one. So that'll be good, complementary. We can just level this up because it's a good attack and then be done with this, and then we can just nullify the penalties and improve bonuses. So okay, by the cost of 2 armor class we're gonna get another attack, which is good. What is this now? Force powers. Can I pick? Finally I can pick healing, which is gonna be useful. We're not gonna be wasting medpacks, we're gonna be wasting time instead, trying to regenerate mana. Alright, and also as you can see, the force powers that we picked, we can't advance them anyway. We can advance this one, but fuck this if we can get healing. Right, great. Bastila, now you're good. Now you're useful to this team. Sure. And also still holding my levels back for some reason. Why would that be? If only we could get this section over with and learn secrets of the weird things. And no, we're not talking to her. Which way are we going? Which way is out? To your apartment. This way, I guess. Forwards. More saving. For safety. You know. The usual way. Right, which cantina are we supposed to meet Canderous in? Maybe Lower City, because, you know, he's a merc, so he wouldn't be really hanging out in the luxurious part of the city, that is to say, on top. He's not a big wiener, he's never... Winner, not wiener, in case I mispronounced that. He's not a big winner, he's not really hanging out on top much. So, journal. Escape Terrace. Waiting for you in the cantina. Wow, you're really giving it to me. The information overflow. Seriously, I'm just gonna need protocol droid or maybe an astromech to process all the new information I've gathered here. Fuck me. Right. So since we're already here, probably we should. Which was the cantina? Upper City Cantina. Well, might as well. Since we're already here, I guess we'll just check. Hey,
what can I do?
Did I pick for speed? Yes, I have. It's fine, I know how to use this. Please go fast, Sanic. Bastila, aka Sanic, is gonna improve our mobility to get places faster. That's what you want. Also, in case you were wondering, how good is the effect of force speed? It is awful, as you can experience right here. Although, I'm not sure if we're not too fast, or is it... what would be the word? Inflicting? Affecting? Influencing? Act on the rest of the party members? Oh hey, there's Canderous. Hey, I was right. Yeah? Good. What? But the biggest advantage from force speed is that you can get another attack, but also you move faster and get defense bonuses, I think? Should be, because you move faster, so you would be able to dodge bullets, essentially. But I don't know if it improves the movement speed of everyone else, because when we hit the door, we didn't get the information that before going further, you need to gather up your party. We didn't get that,
I saw you
so...
in the swoop race. Very impressive. You seem like you know how to get results. That's just the kind of person I'm looking for.
You wanna hire me? Tough luck, because I want to get the fuck off instead of staying here and have a dead-end job that will keep me here. So who are you exactly?
My name's Canderous Ordo. I work for Davik Kang in the exchange. The hours aren't great, but they promised me a fortune to work for them. And I have nothing better to do. Mandalorian mercs like me are in high demand. But lately, Davik hasn't been paying me what he promised. I don't like getting cheated. So I figure it's time for me to break the Sith quarantine and get off this backwater planet.
Now you're talking my language. Breaking the Sith quarantine and leaving. Great idea. Seems we've got a reason to leave Karth behind. Might as well with Bastila. They seem to be made for each other, or a match made in heaven. Something like that. A term or another. Meaning, they seem to get along together, or at least one wanted the other, so they can stay here and rot while I'll take my chances with my new friend, who offers me an actual way the fuck out. Also, Davik, we was Kangs and shit. Yeah. Are we interested in his motives? Possibly. Maybe because we don't really want to get stabbed in the back by him just as soon as he gets off and has a ship and we're no longer helpful for him. Let's inquire, just in case. Why are you telling me this?
I've got a plan to escape Taris, but I can't do it alone. I need someone I know can get the job done to help me. That's where you come in.
You don't need to ally yourself with this person. We should move on while we can.
I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to your friend, aren't I? I saw you win that
Just
race
so.
and started thinking,
You tell her.
anyone crazy enough to race like that is probably crazy enough to break into the Sith military base. I need someone to steal the Sith launch codes from the base. Without those codes, any ship leaving the atmosphere will be disintegrated by the Sith fleet's automated defense guns.
Alright, so think to yourself now. I saw you race pretty good. Would you like to stage an arm breaking and entering into a military facility? You seem competent, right? Because you drive good. You know, remember that movie, what was it, Baby Blues? Nah, that couldn't have been it. Driver? Baby Driver? Possibly. The one with the main character named Baby. B-A-B-Y, Baby. And he drove good, but he was never really in on any heist they were doing. He was just driving. And then he really, the time came where he was supposed to do things, and that didn't turn too well for him. Turn out too well for him. And also that other thing, in GTA Vice City, there is a character who's a driver, whose name I don't remember, but he's tasked with driving you to the bank robbery and off as well, but he gets killed. So another proof that he wasn't competent enough with a gun, mainly because you can also see that he's fucking fat, to be in on the robbery. He was just a driver because he drives good and doesn't stage armed robbery, breaking and entering on military facilities. So yeah, non sequitur here, Karth, even though I am capable. But what's in it for me? Probably leaving this planet. Why should I help him? One way or another, we're asking for some extra reward, so we're gonna go with what's in it for me, in case leaving isn't enough. I mean, we might hitch a ride, but this is still work. Hitching a ride is just a... what would be the word? A courtesy.
Here's the deal. You bring me those launch codes, and I can provide the vehicle to get us off the planet. Davik's flagship, the Ebon Hawk.
The flagship. How big of a flagship are we talking about? A cruiser? A battle cruiser? Maybe a battleship? How big is his flagship? Well, spoiler alert, it's just a frigate, which is to say, a ship that can house more than one person and not just a cockpit. Like, it's like a van. It's like a space van. Yeah. Flagship, yeah. Imagine how small the rest of the ships must be. Or weak, that this one is the flagship. So, how are you going to manage that since I'm the capable one here? Since you came to me after all. Or, also, how am I supposed to get inside the military base? Do you have any extra scoop on that? These are all good questions, might go through all of them, one by one. And just, okay, I'll do it myself. Yeah, just give me an edge on this. How am I supposed to get inside the military base?
Getting in won't be easy. The Sith base is protected by an encrypted security system. It would take a top-of-the-line astromech droid to slice through it. Lucky for you, I
that
know
rings a
just
bell.
the place to get a droid like that. Davik was having one custom built by Janice Nall. Just tell her Canderous sent you and she'll sell you the droid. Then you can use it to get the launch codes from the Sith base.
Alright, very good. Remember the T3M4 unit that we weren't able to buy? I'm not sure if we have to shill out of our own pocket for that droid right now, or if it was paid for upfront. I'd rather it was paid for upfront because I just don't remember. But anyway, we're gonna deal with that problem. We'll burn that bridge once we get there. Is a silly saying I heard and would be fitting, I guess. Won't ever get mad if I take his droid.
Davik paid for the droid, but I'm the guy who put in charge of the mission. He won't care how I come up with those codes. Normally I do this myself, but everyone knows who I work for. If I broke into the Sith base, they'd send an army down on Davik's estate to get those codes back. That's why I need you.
Alright, so good. With this one question, we gently, subtly got him to spill the beans because, you know, we need to code both answers no matter what you pick because there's only so much room on the disk we can sell, right? Right. So, he's doing it because he can't, because he'll be recognized. Well, we're doing it and he tells us to because he would be recognized. What else did he say? Shit. He paid for the droid up front, and it all feeds into Davik's plan anyway, so we'll be able to betray Davik essentially right at the very pivotal moment, instead of, you know, messing up with his plans and risking the operation more. Very good, very well planned. What a happy coincidence that Davik had his own plan that coincides with ours. Right. Okay, Canderous, you've got a deal. I'll sell you Karth for that.
I don't sense any deception from him, which is surprising.
We weren't asking, Bastila.
I'm going to
You already proved your worth.
You come and find me when you've got those launch codes, and I'll make sure we both get off this rock.
Nobody asked for your opinion, Bastila. You already proved how well you are, how good you are at escaping confinements and other means of being held against your will in one place. So your talk about deception, this doesn't really clue us in on anything. If we were any reasonable, or like not assume that Jedi are very good at anything, especially since we already told her, you don't sound like you know what you're talking about. So yeah, even though deception, we won the racing in the swoop bike thing. So what does he want to betray us against? He would hire us, I guess. Even you know, like I said, we might be good at driving, and maybe Davik would like to have someone of that fame in his crew to boost those whatever, to task us with something that would be appropriate. But Bastila seems to have something on her mind. Perhaps you should talk to her about it. Nah, fuck you, princess. You decide to ignore Bastila and continue on with your quest for now, though you might want to speak with her later. Nah, she can keep her stuck-up attitude to herself. I'm perfectly fine with hearing similar shit from Karth, I guess. So this is our apartment. We're going for the shop. That'll be across the street, I guess. Yeah, so maybe David would like to just hire us because we're famous and we're skilled in something, so he could find something to do for us eventually. And even though he might give us a technically pretty bad deal because he wants to get on top anyway, like, you know, he's gonna find us a job and he's gonna get 80% out of that compared to 20, but you know, as usual in Crisis.
Hey, Bastila.
Oh.
You ever use the Force just for fun? You know, a little jolt to the Force to trip up some jerk who's ticking you off?
I would never use the Force for such petty and trivial revenge. The mere thought of it's preposterous.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be times when you've thought about it. Don't be so stuck up. You can tell me.
I am not stuck up.
Everyone's got on
to
to this.
Years of training to give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be.
Childish? Is that a crack about my age? You ain't much older than me, Miss High and Mighty. Just 'cause you're some Jedi doesn't mean you can be a prissy little... What the... Hey, that wasn't funny.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mission. Come now, we have to get going. Please, do try to be less clumsy in the future.
Right, 2 birds with 1 stone, perfect. Not only have we got confirmation about Mission being insecure about her age, because she's not only lashing out on Karth, she's also lashing out on Bastila. We also have would be an example of hypocrisy from Bastila, because she's of course a stuck-up fucking princess bitch who thinks herself high and mighty on her high horse, doing whatever. Tripping Mission just to teach her a lesson. You know, when you think yourself moral, or you have any sort of ethics that's not self-centered or something like that, no amount of gloating should convince you to take seriously the saying of giving someone the taste of their own medicine. Like, you're supposed to know that this is childish and shit, and you shouldn't have tripped her. You should have specifically not have done anything to show her that you have those years of training and understanding to not do childish things, or however you put it. Do we want to check the logs to make us certain? Sure, we already opened it. Merely have the years of training and give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be. Yeah, clearly not. Hypocrisy. If someone is mean to you, this is not an excuse for you to be mean back to them. If you think yourself to be well behaved and well brought up, not to engage in such verbal, let's say, verbal skirmish or toss vulgarities just because someone else did, you failed. You're clearly not this well-cultured and well-mannered person. You failed. Fuck you. As Kreia will eventually say, maybe we'll sometime get to that, I am but a mirror, whose only purpose is to show you what your own eyes cannot yet see. I adopt that attitude often. Yes. It's very convenient for me, but it is justified, so you can't say it's bad. Fuck you then. Right, we'll talk to... what's her name is again? Janice. We'll talk to Janice here in the next episode, because it's late enough, and we've had plenty of fun today. Right? Right. If you think so too, and you should subscribe, but more importantly, you should just watch the videos, cause they're cool. And you're cool too, cause you're the intellectual who's here, not for the screams and yells. You're here for the intellectual conversations and tackling the difficult issues of morality and not giving to your primal urges of childish retributions or revenge and fun. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. That's good enough. See you next time when I play something for you for free.